He was strong enough to stay when others fled. What an impossible fellow I am. He thought
that we have to get every single part of our personal finances in order before we truly get started managing our money. Should I use a 401k from work or open an IRA? Should I go for mutual funds or individual stocks? Do I need a variable annuity? Here's my answer. Do you need to be an Iron Chef to cook a grilled cheese sandwich?
No step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence.
Two video cameras, and this is a social experiment. My doctors want to observe my interactions with normal children. I have nothing against you.
You can be good with a little effort. You can be really good with a little more effort. But you can't be great.
The rose was heard to cry, screaming as loud as it possibly could to the treetop in the sky. You have no time for flower talk now that you've grown so tall. It's not so much that I've grown, said the tree. It's just that you've stayed so small.
Small boxes mounted near the ceiling. They looked quite innocent, aside from the cluster of wires that led from the back of the boxes into the wall. Hey, Dee Dee, I said, walking around toward one of the boxes. Give me a leg up. Dee Dee shot me a suspicious look, but bent down with her hands locked together. When she lifted me into the air, I grabbed hold of the wires and yanked them out of the box.
One traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps a better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for naught that the passing there had worn them really about the same, and that nothing mourning equally lay
in his hand, trying to remember the act of contrition. O God, I am sorry, and beg pardon for all my sins. Crucified, worthy of thy dreadful punishments. He was confused. His mind was on other things. It was not the good death for which one always prayed. He caught sight of his own shadow on the cell wall. It had a look of surprise and a grotesque unimportance. What a fool he had been to think
too much. Like other things now, thought must be rationed. There's a lot that doesn't bear thinking about. Thinking can hurt your chances, and I intend to last. I know why there is no glass in front of the watercolor picture of blue irises, and why the window opens only part way, and why the glass in it is shatterproof. It isn't running away they're afraid.
Their experiment was useless.
Useless. I have never done nothing for anybody. I might just as well have never lived. His parents were dead. Soon he wouldn't even be a memory. Perhaps, after all, he was not at the moment afraid of damnation. Even the fear of pain was in the background. He felt only an immense disappointment because he had to go to God empty-handed, with nothing.
Nothing takes place in the bed but sleep, or no sleep.
Sleep, the calm the cradle lends a while and takes away, but for hunger, but for fear, calm could be our day and year, from the yellow to the gray, from the gold to the gray hair, but for passion we could rest, but for passion we could feast, on compassion everywhere. Even in this night I know, by that awful living dead, by that craving tear I shed, somewhere it is so.